Hello folks, it's me, the old deplorable basket case here. So this video is a response to another comment left by Stefan Radev, this time on a video entitled Why Japan Surrendered, and more on America plus Iran. Stefan Radev writes to me, the use of interventions is a contextual synonym for invasions in the case in question. An intervention is the more broad term and includes, yes, an actual invasion. In the next sentence, it becomes clear what I'm referring to by mentioning wars, and no, you are wrong. They are not contextual synonyms because the context is you talking to me about things America does that Iran does not do. Iranian military operating across the world in places like Yemen and Syria are definitely intervening in those countries. The Iranian government funding terrorist organizations across the world are intervening in other countries. So, no, you're wrong. You say that overthrowing dictators and preventing genocide is the right thing to do. Yes, absolutely, and without a doubt. Why then the government of the USA picks some cases to wave the flag of freedom while in others just doesn't bother to notice, or even worse, befriends the dictators? Because as much as we enjoy overthrowing dictators, as much as we are good, decent, moral people, we live in the real world, and in the real world, sometimes, not just on the international level, but on every level, right down to individual people, you need to pick your friends and allies based not on their moral status, but based on what you need and what people are able to give to you. And why then, when they overthrow a dictator, the newly freed state can't ever escape from the status of a failed country? And that is wrong, and that is stupid. It is stupid because that is an argument that can be disproved with a 30-second Google search. Okay, I went and looked up the failed state index, and okay, let's look at various countries that America has invaded and overthrown dictators, shall we? Let's look past World War II. Let's look at things since World War II, not before, not during World War II, because, well, let's just keep this simple and easy. Okay, the Dominican Republic. We invaded and overthrew a dictator. And what is the failed state score of the Dominican Republic? 109. Is the Dominican Republic a failed state? No. A country with a score of 1 is a failed state, or 2, or 3, or 4. Anything with 100 or more is absolutely not a failed state. What else? I know we invaded Panama at one point, overthrew a dictator there. What's their score? 137. Okay, even further from being a failed state than the Dominican Republic. In fact, the countries that America has ever invaded and overthrown dictators tend to be pretty high up on the list. Okay, looking at the lower end of the list, the actual failed states, the only 2 countries there that America ever invaded and overthrew dictators in, are Iraq and Afghanistan. Now, I tend to think that has more to do with the armies of religious fanatics trying to destroy these countries than anything else. Now, I could be wrong. I'm sure some people might disagree with me, but I do think that is the case. Even so, even with these armies of religious fanatics trying to overthrow these countries, Iraq and Afghanistan have made tremendous strides in human rights, political freedoms, in improving their economies and ways of life. These countries are growing. In some ways, they're growing a lot, becoming a lot better places to live. These 2 countries are not being shackled and held back by the fact that we overthrew their dictators. Seriously. What is wrong? The intentions or the methods of US, yet they have nukes. Yes, we have nukes. We invented nuclear weapons. We invented nuclear weapons to end World War II and save the lives of tens or millions upon millions of people. What is wrong with our intentions or methods? Nothing. Okay, on the international scale, on the morality scale of international politics, there's literally nothing wrong with the U.S. Are there some things America has done that could be morally better? I think so. Yes. But I'm not in charge. It is not. I am not making decisions that human lives rest on. Okay, there's a lot of information that is known to the people who are making those decisions that is not known by me. So I'm not going to say yay or nay, America is all good or all bad. I will say that we are not all bad. I will say that we do more good than any other country in the world. I challenge you to find any country that has any kind of major role to play in international politics who do better morally than the USA. I challenge you. If you can find any, I will be very surprised. I'll probably disagree with you. On the other hand is Iran. They are, Islamic Republic, which means they are a lighter form of theocracy, bluntly said. Lighter form of theocracy. A country where women are summarily murdered for not wearing a headscarf. This is how Iran is your definition of lighter form of theocracy. That's kind of nuts. Are they bad? Yes. As an organization based on a religion, they are prone to violent and extremist behavior. Not any organization based on a religion. Okay, there are lots of organizations based on religion that are not prone to violent and extremist behavior. Are they dangerous? Quite probably. Well, to all the many people they've killed, I'm sure they are very dangerous. Are they powerful and have they done as much harm as the USA? No. Are they as powerful as the USA? No, they are not. Have they done as much harm as the USA? That's an open question. That is not something you can just say no to like that. Or if you can't do it without, you can't do that and just get away with it without being called on bullshit. Do they have atomic weapons? No, that is true. They do not have atomic weapons. Everyone across much of the world is trying very hard to prevent them from having atomic weapons because the leaders of the autocratic dictatorship have, at least many of them, have expressly stated their intentions of using nuclear weapons to destroy other countries. Again, I never get tired of saying this. Comparing the harm that two countries do is meaningless unless you compare also the amount of good that they do. And America does more good than any other country in the world. More than any number of other countries combined across the world, in fact. Can you name one hospital in any failed country where they need hospitals? Can you name any country where there is some hospital that is being funded by the government of Iran? If you can name one, I will be very surprised. If you can name any humanitarian mission that the government of Iran went on, I'll be very surprised. I don't know of any. On the other hand, I know of lots of hospitals funded all across the world in failed states, in countries where the people need help, they get help from America. Not just from the government, from the American people. When there was that giant tsunami that wrecked across half of Southeast Asia, who went there to provide aid? America. That's who went. If you want to compare two countries, compare the countries. Don't cherry pick the things that you want to compare to prove that one is better than the other. If you want to prove that one country is better than another, or one country is not better than another, then actually compare the countries. Compare the actual factors involved. Because this is bullshit. I'm calling you on bullshit. BB showed quite a lot of paper and disks, but were they proven by, let's say, the competent UN agency? At this point, I don't actually know. I don't know whether the competent UN agency has been shown the proof that was obtained by Mossad, by Israel. I do know that it has been shared with the intelligence agencies of various countries that have all agreed that yes, it is absolutely true. It is proof. It is evidence. Now, their use of the word competent. The word competent has two meanings, and in this case, the competent UN agency proves themselves to be completely incompetent because they consistently, for years, even decades, completely failed to find a lot of things that were going on, not just in Iran, but across a lot of other countries too. Okay? So there's that. You can decide to believe or not, but a fact is a fact. We don't have a proof for a nuclear weapons program of Iran in violation of the JCPOA, and no, you are wrong, because Iran was caught, before this, multiple times this year alone in violation of the agreement. Excuse me. And Iran did that. Iran was willing to risk these slip-ups being noticed because they gambled that the international community as a whole would be willing to let these slips go by, these violations go by. Just let them slip, because they would rather just let these violations slip than call off the entire deal. This turned out to be a good bet. So there is evidence, absolute evidence, that Iran's continued their nuclear weapons program completely beyond all these files that were obtained by Mossad. Okay. Well, anyways, as you all already know, I'm just exercising my English, not preaching to you. You'll still support Israeli/US position, and I'll lean to Iranian side. The way you say that, it seems to me that your position is not entirely fact-based. It seems to me that your position is based, at least to a large extent, on emotionally siding with Iran. It implies that to me, the way you say that. I mean, it's very clear what... Anyway. P.S. Kosovo. Have to make this particular case since I live some 8 hours from there, and with local roads, 8 hours are not very far away. Heh. AOK is a terrorist organization in Kosovo, is being run by the mafia and war criminals. Same AOK guys have also taken almost half of Macedonia. Kosovo, if you call me stupid, but please don't tell me that the state of Kosovo is something good. I said nothing about Kosovo. In fact, I've said, this conversation is the first time I said anything about Kosovo in at least a year. Okay, I would never say much about Kosovo because I know very little about Kosovo. Literally, all I said about Kosovo is that stopping genocide happening there was a good thing. That is literally all I said about Kosovo. I said nothing about the current state of Kosovo. So this is nothing to do with our conversation. It does not come from anything that I said. You're not replying to anything I said. It does not lead to anything. You're not asking a question. You're not bringing up a new point. This is just a complete red herring that you're throwing out here. It's pointless. Don't do that. It's a very bad way to debate someone. So, thank you, Stefan Radev, for commenting. Now, I would like to continue doing this. I'd like to continue doing this better, okay? Saying that countries that we overthrow dictators and never escape from the status of a failed country is a stupid argument because, again, it is very easily disproven, and it seems very clear that you did not fact check. So, for my sake, I want you to do better. I want you to prove me. Now, the word prove actually originally means to try to blow something up. It comes from the British Royal Artillery, and going on to a bit of a history lesson here because I like that. And when the British Royal Artillery got a new cannon, they would prove it. They loaded it up with twice the normal load of gunpowder, twice the normal load of shot, and they shot it, and they fired it. And if the cannon did not blow up, it was proved. So to prove something or prove someone means to conduct it to, subject it to a very rigorous test. So I want your arguments at me to be rigorous, to be strong arguments. I want you to prove me. And you seem like generally a smart person, a good person, and I must say that in our conversations, I come to like you, to respect you, and I also would like you to be a good, strong debater, because I think you could go far. I think you could do good in the world, and I would like to see you be as good as you as good at this as you can be. I'll just say that. So again, thank you for commenting, and I look forward to your reply. And everyone watching this, thank you for watching. And also, I would also like to hear from you folks what you have to say about this. Please comment below with anything you have to say. I'd actually like to know what you think. And have a good day. And hang on, where's the thing? There's the thing. And have a good day, and God bless.